Hello everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today, as you can see by the title, we are here for not PSGL,
Haters are gonna hate, you know.
but ORL Online Racing League season like.
Get the goal.
Why is my engineer singing?
Get the goal.
Oh dear. Well, anyway,
What have you just done?
we are here for. Could you shut up? Oh God. But yeah.
Win, are you first?
ORL season whatever it is. But you're here at Brazil on fairly limited practice. We did about one session of practice with Yano before this because we were doing the virtual GP,
On the first one.
F1 Esports virtual GP just before. So
the cap was left.
yeah, that's why we were limited on practice.
Nice.
But pace was still strong anyway. So yeah, getting into it then.
Full restart.
This league has very fast drivers. Nearly probably the same standard as PSGL. It has really fast drivers like Yano, Simon, Alvaro Caraton, Daniele Haddad. More that I can't think of, but definitely more fast drivers. So yeah, this is no slouch of a league. It's similar, very similar to PSGL in terms of skill.
Jack, what lap am I doing?
So yeah, it's going to be just as difficult. But anyway, getting into it then. Our first lap, as we come across the line, is a 1 minute 6.114. A fairly decent banker.
Still not 0.5. Tomola did do the 0.9.
We're talking about Tormland not doing a 0.9 banker because the session before this one was glitched. We were in qualifying and the lobby just completely glitched. So we had to restart. But we get pipped by Simon. He goes a few hundredths quicker. But a decent banker nonetheless. And obviously we're going to try and improve on that going forward. And on to our second lap then. I'm going to go on board for the full lap because it was quite a nice lap for my second run. So turn 1 just after the 50 meter board. Fourth gear, use a little bit of this curb on the inside and use all of the curb into turn 2 and the exit curb. And now through turn 3. Bring yourself over to the right, activating DRS as soon as possible, of course. And now into turn 4. A bit after the 100 meter board, down into fourth gear, use all this curb on the left and, of course, all the curb on the exit. Now, prepare yourself for the uphill right-hander, very fast corner, quite tricky. 6th gear. Full throttle, make sure not to lose the rear end, and now braking down into this right-hander. 2nd gear, of course, use all the curb again, and into the left-hander. There, run a little bit deep, and then back on the power, and get a nice exit. Into this next right-hander to finish off sector 2. 2nd gear, careful on the traction on the exit, but we get it pretty nicely. And we're quite a bit up now, going into sector 3. Just after the 100 meter board, braking on the runoff. 4th gear, avoid that curb.
Oh my God, let's
careful
go.
On the exit,
Let's go.
And we get it pretty nicely.
Let's go.
And as you can see, we're quite excited because we are going to do a 1 minute 5.8 on our second run in the session, which is fairly impressive.
Nice. 0.8 already. Let's go.
So as you,
Yeah.
you can see,
was the best in the game.
very good for a second
I
lap
have
there.
2 laps
But
to improve now.
as I say there, we have 2 laps to improve. A little bit of pressure taken off.
0.8 already.
Yeah, the second lap.
But now we have just 2 laps to just go for it and see what happens.
Sorry.
So we absolutely balled the first run then, or well, I should say third run in the session. But now we're on our final lap. As you can see, we are green going into the middle sector. So we're looking to do another improvement here on an already pretty decent lap. So out of this left-hander, we're 200s up, or 2... Yeah, we are 200s up. I was a little bit confused there, but as you can see, coming out now to end sector 2, we're 300s up. Coming into the final corner, just after the 100 meter board, down to 4th gear, we take that pretty nicely.
No, I lost you on the exit. Unlucky. Oh.
And we ball the final corner, or the final proper corner. But, as you can see,
Jack.
we are still P1 for now. But
Can't believe it, man.
there's someone in the session
We just have to hope it holds.
who you always have to watch
hope
out
it
for,
holds.
and who is still on a lap. And that is this man here, F1 Esports champion, Jarno Otmir. Apparently, I heard from my chap that he was up on his time. As you can see there, Jarno's up on his time.
Oh no.
Coming up to the line, it's going to be fairly close.
Unless he got a stupidly bad run.
Up to the line, he goes
No
to
way.
pole position. The 1 minute 8
No.
mid.
Got it.
Very good lap from Jarno.
Oh, if I didn't ball that final corner, man.
So yeah, we end the session in P2 with Yano on pole, Felipe P3. Very good job from him coming over from Xbox. And Simon Vigang P4, Yanni Tomla P5, Karaton. As you can see, these are all esports drivers. So yeah, definitely a really stacked grid. But yeah, good lap from Yano to get pole. But now we gotta try and beat him going into the race.
Felipe, prove it.
So now we're starting the race then. It is going to be Inter's conditions later on in the session, so we're going to have to drag these softs out. But anyway, we're lights out for the ORL Brazilian GP. Yano gets a good start. We maintain P2. And we cover off any threat from behind, making sure not to hit Yano while we're at it. And we maintain our position for now. Something to note is that Yano had more fuel than us, as I found out from my chat on stream. He had about 3 laps, whereas I had about 1.5. So we could be quicker in this initial stages, just because our car is lighter. So we're going to be thinking about making a move pretty soon, and seeing if we can pull away before the rain comes down. These softs last around 15 laps. You could probably stretch them out if you need to, which we may have to do because the Inters, or the rain is coming at some point. So, yeah, we need to watch our tyre wear. Ideally, we don't want to pit before the rain comes, obviously, because they are medium runners who are going to stretch this stint out, or not even stretch it out. They're just going to keep going until the rain comes. So, yeah, we need to make these tyres last, but obviously we need to be quick as well. So it's all about the management while maintaining a good pace. So, moving on to end of lap 5, start of lap 6. We've decided we're going to go for the move on Yano. We've saved up some ERS. So now we're going to go for it and push a little bit harder than we have been doing. Of course, remembering to manage the tyres since we want to go further into the race. And then go straight on to the Inters. So, yeah, P1 for now. But we'll see what happens by the time it comes to pit stops. So, skipping on to lap 9 then, as of course in these races, nothing happens for a good few laps. But a virtual safety car comes out. Now this is interesting because we were thinking of going into the pit stops, obviously for a free pit stop. But you have to think. The rain's come in soon. But we don't know how soon. That's the crucial thing. If the rain comes around lap 20, then this pit stop would be super worth it, and you know we'd gain so much time on everyone else. But we think it's going to rain soon. So this is a really crucial part of the race. We don't know what everyone else is going to do. As you can see, the sky is getting pretty grey. So eventually we do decide to stay out. Well, we actually slow down first to see what everyone else is doing. As you can see how we position the car. No one goes into the pits, so we stay out. Using a bit of the pit lane entry there just to position our car so we can react to everyone else. But yeah, we decided to stay out anyway. And yeah, I thought that was just an interesting point in the race. If we pit, then things would have gone drastically wrong because as we skip on to the next few laps, you can see drops of rain appear on this track. So Yano got ahead of us on the start of lap 12, and it starts raining. So if we were to pit under the VSC, we would have just been at the back of the train. We would have had fresh tyres, but it wouldn't matter because everyone's going to be pitting soon for Inters. So now, although we are the second car in the train, Yano's in the Mercedes, and, well, he's at the start of the pit lane, so when the whole train comes into the pits, he's going to get held for sure. We're probably going to get held as well because of Felipe in the Haas, Simon in the Alfa Romeo, Karaton in the Williams, so not the best sequence of cars to have behind us. But yeah, Yano could get held even longer than us. And now coming into the pits, you'll be able to see as we come into that box, look at the train of cars we have coming past the pits. We come out, we get held just a little bit. But as you can see, we're ahead of Yano. So being in the Merc didn't really help him there. But now, as you can see, Yoni Tomala came into the box 1 lap earlier than us, and he's actually ahead of us now. So the order of cars is now Yoni Tomala, who gets a massive undercut, and then it's us, and then Yano. So yeah, we want to go to the end on these tyres, and I'm assuming everyone else will. So we have to manage these tyres, and it's likely that Joni Tomla won't be able to make it to the end because he pit a lap earlier, and these tyres have to go a long way. Actually, I was told in chat, maybe a few laps after this, after lap 14, that we need to save tyres if we want to get to the end, as we get the worst warning I've ever seen. But yeah, Jarno drops back a little bit to save his tyres, and we keep pushing to try and get ahead of Tomla, which was a mistake, because our tyres are now going to drop off. And if you watch my PSGL Hungary highlights, you would have seen we had a puncture at 75%. So you know, that's just how random this awful game is. Very RNG based when it comes to that puncture system thing. So we have to make sure that we look after our tyres. As now we skip on to lap 24. We let Jarno go. My chat informed me that he had a lot of ERS at this point and less tyre wear. So our thought process was to let him go and let him burn through his tyres trying to catch up to Tomla, because that's what I assumed he would do. Because as you can see, Tomla is about 2 seconds ahead. So I was thinking, since Jarno had less tyre wear and more ERS, let him go, let him burn his tyres and ERS. And hopefully by the time he reaches Tomla, he'll be in a worse condition than us. At this point, we thought Tomla was pretty much out of this race, because he was streaming as well, and I was informed that he had a lot more tyre wear. And he was going to finish somewhere in the 90% range. So I thought, yeah, this is pretty much between me and Jarno now. So, and of course Simon and Alvaro behind us, who are very close. So yeah, we let Jarno go. Maybe looking back on it, might have been a mistake just letting a driver of Jarno's caliber just simply go ahead to try and get him back at the end, especially on in Inter's conditions. But yeah, that was my thought process behind it. And hopefully the plan works, and he burns through his tyres and ERS. So skipping on to lap 34, everyone's tyres are pretty much dead. We're on 70+%. Everyone's in puncture territory. Simon actually ended up pitting because he didn't want to get a puncture, so he was going safe. And we have managed. Me and Jarno managed our tyres enough that we can go to the end without maybe being, well, as you can see there. We checked our tyre wear, but Jarno is on 71, I believe.
Win this, and Caraton's dropping back. I think it might be time to just chill.
As we say there, Jarno's tyre wear is much better than ours, and he's chasing down Tomla. So I was thinking, just accept the podium, accept the second place. Let's not risk it and get a puncture. As you can see, the gap to Caraton is massive, and that's because he's got a puncture. And now Felipe is up to P4, so everyone's getting punctures, people are pitting.
Oh, Caraton puncture, maybe?
But, crucially, Joni Tomla, who was on one of the worst tyre wear of all of us because he pitted a lap earlier, is still going.
I'm sorry, but this last lap is going to be the most painful thing you've ever seen.
And I said that because we're literally just going to be crawling through every corner.
Does anyone know what Tomla's on?
Not getting a puncture. But at this point, Tomla would have been on close to high 80s, low 90s in the percentage tyre wear.
He has to be on like 9.
As I say there, we're on 76%. And he was like at least 10% higher than us, I believe. So, yeah. Hopefully he gets a puncture soon. Jarno's going to get through because he just has the tyre advantage. Tomla has to be really careful he doesn't spin up the tyres or he might actually get a puncture, even though the system is random, but yeah, Jarno's through, and we're just praying now that Tomla gets a puncture. And if you think about it, it's pretty ridiculous that in PSGL we got a puncture at 75%, yet Tomla's going to keep going at...
Joni, I swear I'm never playing this game.
As we say there.
How wasn't he punctured, man?
That'll just prove how RNG
Such a stupid game.
It is, with Tomla not getting a puncture. But, yeah.
Can't believe these.
We only have 1 sector left to go. And still no sign of Tomla slowing down. We are short shifting to 7th gear on the exit of the corner to make sure that we don't get a puncture. But yeah, coming out of the final corner, it's too late. Joni Tomla has survived on his 90% or something tyre wear. We are getting pretty mad.
Actually stupid.
But yeah, Jarno wins the race. We're going to come home in P3.
In PSGL, I got punctured 75%. That's stupid.
As you can see, we were pretty angry there.
Stupid, broken game.
But yeah, it is what it is.
GG's.
Things like this are gonna happen. But yeah,
Fuck's sake.
it was a fun race. It was more of a strategical race with the managing the tyre weight on the Inters, to be honest.
If I wanted to push, right, maybe we could have overtaken Tormula. But I probably would have got a puncture at like 79% because this game's too random.
As you can see, they were still complaining. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We might be doing some more ORL races in the future.
Top 3, so
but yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, everyone. Apparently we